already, let's make a very easy project. Let's create a clock. Okay, it's actually really easy, and you see the clock project. You can see the clock project, all the code in the written form you can see in the website. Okay, so actually we should create the clock. Okay, and how we can create a clock? Now we'll create it together. The link is below, so you can go to the website and you check the codes and the explanations. It's also in a written form. Okay, so let's start. Let's open the one new folder, then go to the Visual Studio or the other code editor that you use. File, alright, then open folder. We will choose the clock. Select folder, and yes, let's start. Okay. For this, we don't need a CSS file. Okay, all CSS and the HTML file we will write in the HTML. And also we can rename. We can write instead of lesson. We can write just a clock.html. Right, the extension is always should be .html. Okay, so just shift and then tab. Okay, so how we can first of all, we, as you see on our website, we just need one tag for HTML file, one div, that's it. Yeah, we need just one div. I can just copy this and put it here. Okay, so div, what shows div? Do you know what shows div? Those usually div, it's like a section. Yes, if you want to create some section, you can use div. And also div can have a class or can have an ID. Here we have class, clock, and ID, digital clock. We both need class and ID. Okay. So yes, we can just save. We can save the file. For save, you should click Ctrl and then S. Let's see what happened. Then open with Live Server. Right click and open with Live Server, and you can see here we have our time, right? But of course it's not the time that we want to create, right? We want to create real time that change every minute, every seconds. Okay, first of all, let's do the CSS code. For CSS code, just remember that if you want to write a CSS code in HTML file, you can use style. Okay, so remember, for CSS code you should write it in the style, and you should use a style tag. In the style tag you write a CSS code. But for JavaScript, you use script tag. So in the script tag you could write your JavaScript file. Of course you can write the JavaScript code and the CSS code, like you can open a new file and write your CSS and JavaScript code, but our project is not so big, it's just for beginners, so you can write it in HTML code. In the head tag, you should write style and tab, and in a style you could write your CSS code. Let's just do paste. So we just change font size. Okay, font size, it's actually the size, right? And font family, the font family we choose we can choose sans serif. You can choose another thing. Text align, text align center, it means that the clock will be in the center, right? Text align center, it will go in the center. And margin top 100 pixel, it means from the top. Yeah, margin, what does it mean? It means like from the top, it will keep 100 pixel. Okay, let's check it. Do we write or not? Yeah. Okay, it was there now, but after CSS code, it's here. It's because of margin top 100 pixel, and also we changed the size, right? Font size, font family we changed. Yeah. And now what we need? We need a JavaScript code. For JavaScript code, we should use a script tag. Okay, we can type script and tab. Script tag we can write either in the head part, or we can also write script tag in the body part. So script. So here we have the CSS code, and here we have our JavaScript. Let's see the JavaScript code. What we have here, you can check all the codes on the website. Script. Function clock. First of all, I would like to talk about a little bit function. What does it mean, like JavaScript function? It's very easy. Function, first of all, it's like a definition is a block of code designed to perform a particular task. Yes, this is executed when something calls it. Yeah, but we should write function. After function, then we have a name. Okay, first of all, we write a function, then we have a function name, then we can use some parameters if there is, and after that we write the code. Okay, so function, the name, parameters, and then the code. That's the steps. Here we have the function clock. So function, it's a function. We should always write a function that the JavaScript code knows that it's a function, okay? And then after that we write a name, it's just a name, clock. Or we can write another thing. We can write instead of clock like A, the letter A, something like, it's just a name, okay? It's just the name of our function. We can write anything, but it's a clock, so it would be better to write a clock. Function clock. Then we don't have a parameters, if you see. Yeah. And after that we write the code. Okay. So let's just do the copy paste. So function, the name, clock, parameters we don't have, and then the code. It shows the current time. See, we use current time is equal date, right? Hours, it's equal, and if you see, it's variables. Okay, so it can be changed in any seconds. Variable hours, it's current time. Okay, variable minutes, it's a current time but get minutes. Then variable seconds, it's a current time and get seconds. So is the code for the current time. Then for leading zeros to hours, minutes and seconds, we write hours equal and see the minutes, seconds. So this part is for the current time. This part is leading zeros to hours to convert zeros to hours, minutes and seconds. And this part is for displaying. How we display usually JavaScript? We display dot in our HTML, right? We display actually 4 ways, and in this case we choose a dot inner HTML. Okay, so we display file dot inner HTML. Okay, it's the digital clock. We write document get element by ID, digital clock. Digital clock is ID, right? It's div ID. Dot inner HTML equal. And when we write a function, we should call the function. So that's why we write set interval clock, comma, and 1000. We can save it. Let's see. See? We have our clock. So remember, for CSS code, we should write in the style tag. For JavaScript code, we should write in a script tag. And also remember the structure of the function. Okay, the structure of the function, then name, then parameters if we have, and then we should write the code. Here you see, it's a function, it's a name, parameters we don't have, and then we have a code. These all are codes, and we can show the JavaScript file by using .inner.html. Okay, document get element by ID, its ID name, and let's say document get element by ID, so we need an ID, and we use div ID, digital clock, .inner.html, and when we write the function, we need to call the function, and for call the function, we use here get interval and clock. Okay.